Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. We have just smashed Bayer Leverkusen 4-0 in the Champions League in Europe. This is a team that went unbeaten in the Bundesliga last year, winners of the Bundesliga, unbeaten in the German Cup last year, unbeaten in the Europa League until the final against Atalanta. This is a tactical masterclass from Arne Slot, the shiny one. Up the shiny one has absolutely dismantled the rulebook. Arne Slot's Liverpool are top of the Champions League on merit. They're top of the Premier League on merit. And get this, everyone accused the Liverpool squad of being undercooked, of saying, why don't FSG bankroll those £100 million signings? Well, look at the next generation coming through from back to front. Konate, 100 million quid. There, thereabouts, probably invaluable, worth even more. Who in the world wanted Upamecano over Konate? There must be in cuckoo land. Gravenberg. Now, in the summer when people wanted a 6, I said again and again and again, there's potentially a silver lining, sweet silver song of a lark at the end of the storm, because this gives the confidence in Ryan Gravenberg that his starting place is his to lose as long as he keeps performing. 100 million, Ryan Gravenberg, at least 100 million. And people across the world, fans, content creators, pundits who wanted to put a slight on Curtis Jones's name, accused him of ball hogging, accused him of not being good enough for the Liverpool squad. I said he's got a part to play. He is a really technically proficient player with the world of confidence brought through the Liverpool ranks. A Liverpool born and bred Scouser. His heart bleeds red. Steven Gerrard vouched for him, and if he could get it all together, then he has the tools to be absolutely phenomenal. Only those niggling injuries have prevented him from reaching his sky-high limit. Curtis Jones has stolen the show. 100 million! He's worth 100 million! And he's English! And then for people who doubted Luis Diaz's proficiency in front of goal, called him a waster, ballooning chances, called him a frustrating player, even talks of selling him for a younger thoroughbred winner. Now, when he's in a central striking position, even though the hat-trick, and he scored a hat-trick in Europe, by the way, let's bring up that graph very, very soon. But when he scored the goal from left, by the way, the third one. But if he could get it all clicking together, right, and Arne Slot has placed him in the periphery of the goalposts, in better scoring positions in the penalty area, instead of cutting it inside and always having to beat 2-3 men to get a shot away, bending high and wide past the right-hand post. Arne Slot has realised his potential, Colombia's finest, and we have struck Colombian gold, because my goodness, Curtis Jones's touch and Luis Diaz's touch are sick, out of this world. Unbelievable. Zinedine Zidane-esque. On a sixpence on the floor, and the next thing you can do is whatever you want to do, because you've got to control the ball, baby. And the sphere of influence in terms of having the ball close to your feet and still be able to manipulate the ball and do everything you need to do, which makes it tough for the opposition to turn over the ball and steal the ball off you. Curtis Jones takes the ball infield and a sweeping pass through to Gakpo to release him on the left-hand side. Curtis Jones's ball through to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz penchant for opening the scoring as well. Luis Diaz, £100 million player. This is the next generation. Not even talking about Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, and Mo Salah, Egyptian king, running down the wing, the metric goal king. We know Van Dijk's £100 million player. We know Alisson's £100 million player. McAllister is a World Cup winner. But we have so many £100 million players in this squad. This squad is so strong. It is so good. And with a tactician at the fore, with his ability to succinctly and precisely convey his tactical instructions and his ability to change the narrative of the game and composition of the tactical lineup, especially that 4-2-4 against Brighton second half, against Leverkusen as well, identifying the fact that you need to pull Jonathan Tah outside his comfort area because he's dominant colossus at the back in the centre of those three as well. Arne Slot deserves a world of credit because he takes the best opposition have to give in the first half, bearing in mind that they put Victor Boniface on the left-hand side to target Trent Alexander-Arnold, right, which means they'd played without a striker. They overloaded the midfield, but they always played in front of Liverpool. So Arne Slot was correct in saying that they didn't offer much goal threat. And really, they didn't, apart from one Frimpong half penalty shout that wasn't really a penalty shout, and one or two off chances, especially through a deflection and through the through balls as well. Wirtz couldn't get in the game. Grimaldo couldn't get in the game. And they chose a very unathletic midfield, hoping to keep possession of the ball to frustrate Liverpool, to frustrate the crowd and pull us out of position. But they didn't count for the fact that with those personnel in the midfield, right, Alex Garcia and Xhaka and Palacios, they were never going to get a grip on Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister, right? And my goodness, the BBC's headlines were Sporting thrash Manchester City 4-1 and only Liverpool beat Bayer Leverkusen 4-0. 4-0 against top opposition. Nobody can throw at us that we haven't faced any quality opposition so far. We have stood them up and knocked them down one by one as they approach us. And Arne Slot is correct that this Liverpool squad have the right now to say that we are competing on all fronts and we will try to win every competition because we have the squad, we have the caliber of player, we have the personality, we have the bromance behind the scenes. And when you face Victor Boniface 1v1 with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Boniface didn't realise that Trent is no longer the dominant playmaker who leaves the gap. Trent, first and foremost, is defending, and his defending ability this season is outstanding. Sure, he makes one or two casual, sloppy errors, but as a defender, you cannot level anything at Trent Alexander-Arnold because he's still up to be counted, and he's one of the best defensive right-backs in Europe this season, and the stats back that up as well. And Queeve Kelleher coming in from Alisson Becker, we've never missed a tick because Queeve Kelleher is reliable, calm, composed, can play out from the back and made crucial saves at the right moments as well. Top 5 sexiest players in Liverpool squad according to the Japan fan poll, because the ladies love Draco Malfoy and he's got a resemblance there. Go figure. And with this celebration, I am introducing loads of new emojis that I'm commissioning right now because you guys, the fans, deserve it, especially Liverpool fan in Japan members. You guys keep this channel afloat. The best way to support this channel is through membership. Cheaper than a cheeky Nando's, much cheaper, and tastier too. Lots and lots of quality content coming up. So thank you so much, domo arigato gozaimasu, for supporting the channel. The emojis are coming to you guys soon to utilize in the chat, in the live chat, and for you to keep as always. Thank you so much to everyone as well in the Discord for keeping me up to date with the play-by-play and color commentary, and in the cheeky toilet breaks, midnight toilet breaks. I checked the scores, I checked the chat, and you guys were absolutely on fire with desire, and we smashed them 4-0. Thanks to everybody in Anfield for lifting up the team on a famous European night where we smashed by Leverkusen, a top opposition, undefeated for so long. They came up against the European royalty Liverpool at Anfield, and Arne Slot's shiny men put them to the sword, really. And I love in the post-match interview when Clarence Seedorf and Frank Lampard were interviewing Arne Slot alongside the team. The Slot took Clarence Seedorf aside, one of the best, most underrated midfielders of all time, and he did it from a young age as well. From like 17, 18, he was already dominant in a Real Madrid team before moving on, obviously, Ajax and Real Madrid aside as well. Multiple-time Champions League winner, Clarence Seedorf, but some respect on his name. He said in Holland, they were criticising Van Dijk's international performances because he's not a front-footed defender and doesn't go into midfield and doesn't venture forward. But my goodness, did he do it against Leverkusen. He turned over the opposition again and again. Physical prowess, that leap in his step, leading from the front, European royalty. He is absolutely Liverpool captain through and through. He's got that aura. He's got that oozing of confidence. He probably smells fantastic, not a hair out of place, never looks like he needs to sweat, a true Rolls Royce. But next to Ibu Konate, he was colossal. Shingeki no Kyojin, attack titan. He is literally the bastion of defense. How can you get through to Queeve Kelleher when you've got to get through Ibu Konate and Van Dijk sweeping everything in front of him and behind him as well, because Konate cleared the lines behind him as well. Now Kostas Tsimikas is in the team on merit. He's got everything you need for a left back, right? People who wanted him sold, right? Wanted a new shiny left back. My goodness, Tsimikas has never let us down. Every time he's had a consistent run of games, his quality on the left-hand side, receiving the ball in the rondos, going into the half space, offering the wing-back option, tucking in to be the third centre-back on the left, going up and down the wing, supporting Luis Diaz, allowing Gakpo to cut inside because Tsimikas brings a man with the overlap as well. Game-winning condition, his crossing is always available. He's the best crosser of a dead ball and from the left in our team, even though Robertson's got a tasty one when the ball, especially is pinged back to him and he can hit it first time as well. Put some respect on their name, especially because Andy Robertson, as a loyal servant, absolutely went out on this shield to give everything for Jurgen Klopp, and he did not have a proper pre-season this season. And pre-season is so important because you realise the last season, Gravenberg and Endo didn't have a pre-season, and they came into prominence when they got familiar with the system and got their match fitness up to scratch, which is why you need to give Federico Chiesa some time to adjust as well, because Federico Chiesa definitely didn't have a pre-season. And even though he played a lot of games last season, you need to get used to the pace of the Premier League, the intensity and the pace of the pressing of your teammates. You can't be a weak cog in his Liverpool team, and he's got special K quality, so he will come into his own when he's fit, alongside the reinforcements of Harvey Elliott and Diogo Jota as well. I heard some absolutely awful takes that the reason Trent Alexander-Arnold will leave is because Conor Bradley keeps coming on taking his minutes. It's redonkulous. Trent Alexander-Arnold should be rested when the game is won because he is one of the most important players on the team. When we need a special talent to open the door for us to score, to get back in the game 1-0 behind, or to get in front, or quality piece of delivery, we need Trent fully focused, fully composed, and fit as well, because he's having to track his defender back, and wingers obviously target him again and again, but they did not realize Arne Slot's adjustment in his body shape, 8 degrees to the right to do Arne Slot's famous pose. Now Alexander-Arnold can puff his chest as well, looking ever so shiny. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a key player. Despite some lackadaisical moments, Andy Robertson is still a key player. The experience in the changing room, the captaincy, the qualities of a leader is so important. Andy Robertson is a leader. Trent is a vice captain. Van Dijk is the man, the leader, oozing class and confidence. Wataru Endo is a Japanese captain, cheerleading from the side. Gambare, gambare, biting the gumshoe, smiling, cheeky. He's got the elixir of youth because he looks so good. He's got Seishun. Seishun means springtime of youth, the springtime of your life, like a spring chicken. He is really, really quality. Even at over 30, he's got a lot to give, as does Mo Salah. Mo Salah's not missing a trick. Multiple assists. He's got, 9 goals and 9 assists already this season. Put some respect on his name. Put some special gravy in the mix as well, because Gravenberg dominating midfield, probably one of the best midfielders in the world on merit right now. Him and Cole Palmer. Ooh, chilly Cole Palmer. But we kept Cole Palmer under wraps because Curtis Jones is outstanding. That form, that tech, is that confidence. And now he's adding long switches of play and through balls and late arrivals into the box. He's total package. Total package Lex Luger. No, that's a wrestling reference. I digress just a little bit. Darwin Núñez. People say that Arne Slot might lose patience with him. He's not an Arne Slot striker, similar to what they say with Endo, right? In terms of not being an Arne Slot player. We're top of the league in every single metric, and every player, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch, has something to give, because they form the opposition in training as well to make sure the standards never drop, because they have to form the opposition 11 against the 11 that start to give those tactical minutiae to make sure that they can get those patterns of play in and registered. They've got to give it their all, and Darwin Núñez's existence on the pitch has allowed everyone to score. So whether he's directly involved in the goal contributions or not, it doesn't matter, because his pressing, his link-up play, he's the one that got Lucho the hat-trick through his endeavour to shoot across with the spillage for Lucho Diaz to finish with a beautiful first touch again. Darwin Núñez is doing his role fantastically. I mean, even Gyökeres, who scored, right, against Manchester City, the first chance he had on the counter-attack through on goal against Ederson, he did the weakest chip ever. So, strikers will play according to the system they're deployed in, but as long as the team win, it's justified. The example I will always give is Mr. at Benitez's Valencia, turning over Real Madrid and Barcelona, winning La Liga twice. Mr. was never a goal scorer, but he facilitated Rufete and Angelo to dominate on the right-hand side. He allowed Vicente to cut inside, left winger, inside forward. Ruben Baraja and David Albelda holding tight in the midfield, allowing Pablo Aimar to dictate in and around Mr. Now, Pablo Aimar was connecting all the dots to make sure Mr. was in the right positions to allow the dummy runners in and behind, right? Allowed Vicente to be the extra Galactico that's not in Los Galacticos Real Madrid. The Zidanis y Pavones, or the Angelos and Rufetes, who aren't the world-class players, who really offer their contribution, right? And at the back as well, my goodness, at the back, Canizares was an absolute monster. He was marshalled really, really well in front of by Roberto Ayala. And you remember Maurizio Pellegrino as well, who came in for Liverpool for that short stint, even though he was elderly, came in to show class, leadership and experience, to bring that leadership quality and standards of training in at the time, as well as coaching behind the scenes as well. So it's the sum of the parts to make a title-winning team, and every single player cannot be 10 out of 10, world class, delivering the through balls like Dominic Szoboszlai is doing his part off the ball, the dirty job, the garbage man role, the water carrier, but he is doing it in a title winning team to allow the stars to shine, right? Gravenberch is the one who progresses the ball. And McAllister is doing the dirty job in between the lines as well, which is why he's not as prominent as last season as well. But you got to understand, too many chefs spoil the broth. It's around facilitating the real players that can make a difference. Now, you don't have to be the star man in the lineup, but you have to have a starring role to allow the star man to shine. And Szoboszlai and Núñez are doing it fantastically, as are every other member of the squad. Wataru Endo, Joe Gomez, Connor Bradley, and Gakpo. Put some credit on Gakpo's name, because he's always in the goal scoring contributions, and Salah's right-footed crossing ability looks immense this season. He's going to rack up those assists, and that pass over to Gakpo with his head on the board, that was maybe the pick of the bunch. Gakpo's there on merit. Lucho Diaz is there on merit. Darwin Núñez is there on merit. Mo Salah will always be there because he's absolutely dominant. Diogo Jota will have to fight for the right to get back in the team, but Diogo Jota adds an additional playmaker between the lines of our midfield and attack in that roaming 10 Mazzala role as well. And Federico Chiesa is the special weapon that they don't know, that they'll underestimate when he's fully fit and firing as well. That attack is quality. And have you noticed, we don't go behind more than one goal behind. We always come back. We always fight back. Arne Slot's defensive formation is built on ability to press and get the legs behind the ball back into shape, hard to break and exploding with dominance in the transition as well. Also, when we go ahead, we don't give up the lead by hook or by crook easily because of the intensity of the running and getting players back into position. Arne Slot is showing that this Liverpool team has the potential to be the ultimate team in the world right now, because Real Madrid are faltering, Man City are faltering, Arsenal are faltering, and have clear flaws in their squad. And I will do a dedicated video to show you why I said at the start of the season, I think this is one of the most strongest Liverpool squads in history. And people were laughing, people were criticising and saying, no, Arsenal are well ahead of us. And look at the money they spent. And look at Man City winning it back-to-back. And Real Madrid, kings of Europe. But when you compare not just the metrics, but the actual attributes of the player and the options available to a tactician like Arne Slot, wow. Get out of here. It's a different conversation entirely. And for all the qualities that Xabi Alonso has, right, Liverpool legend, my favourite Liverpool player, he touched that this is Anfield sign because he deserves to, because he won trophies at Liverpool. Even though he only had one truly, truly world-class outstanding season, his influence and his class was telling. And he played under the best managers, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Guardiola, Benitez, for example. And he's a quality coach. But I said when we were linked with him, right? When we were linked with him and when we were linked with Amorim, the perfume manager, Amorim, and Arne Slot, I said of that bunch, Arne Slot is the best fit for Liverpool with the current squad we got, because the transitional game and his understanding to change the narrative of the match with tactical switches, tactical ploys and bravery to put man on man, to do half-court zonal, to change to a Gengen press, to put players out of position for a particular role. This strikes me back to Arbeloa playing left-back to mark Lionel Messi out of the game. This strikes me back to Jurgen Klopp playing over front four to surprise Manchester City, and we really should have been 2-0 ahead in 20 minutes in that game, but for fluff chances to hit them with a surprise in that given moment as well. For Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to be the one to bypass Manchester City's press, to absolutely smash 2 goals, a daisy cutter and a rocket into the goal, right? Tacticians are worth their weight in gold. And our chief scout, when he scouted Jurgen Klopp, said Jurgen Klopp was worth at least 10 points for his managerial ability, man management and tactical new. Arne Slot is also worth at least 10 points because of his bravery in decision-making, his clarity in thought, and his ability to change a game with his tactical ability as well. And it's triple me. Mia, are you there? Come here, Mia. Mia, come. Is it Kanta? So this would be a good time to decide who we want to give the golden Unchi of glory. And Mia will go first with her thoughts.
Shimikas. Gakpo.
Well said, Mia. Adorable. Kole dayo means this one. She chose Lucho Diaz. Yeah. Hat-trick hero in Europe. Colombia's finest. 100 million plus. He's what, 27, 28? Must be 27 years old. In his prime. It's time to shine. You have 2 first-team left wingers, Gakpo and Lucho Diaz. But with Lucho Diaz able to play the false 9 role, the 9 role running in and behind and rotating with Gakpo from the left as well, dropping into the pocket, playing between the lines. First touch, finishing ability between the posts, getting those goal metrics up. Glorious, glorious. And he is finally becoming the player that everyone knew he could be. He's got absolutely everything. First touch, dribbling ability, shooting ability, works hard, presses from the front, never gives up. A man of intensity, much loved as well. Childlike demeanor, really, really genuinely lovely with a lovely smile. He just loves football, right? What I love these players, man. They're so likable from back to front. You got absolutely good lads. You don't have any bad eggs in the bunch. All of these players look genuine, look happy to play for Liverpool. In terms of contract renewals, right? Van Dijk, the most important, Captain Fantastic, contract talks have started. Mo Salah putting pressure on Liverpool, but he can keep going on for year after year after year. And who else in world football on a right wing will play game in, game out, every single game and contribute, and will always be on the end of chances as well as creating those chances. He is made for Liverpool, and Liverpool is made for him, because if he wants to break all those records, the Liverpool system is designed to get him in position to keep scoring and keep assisting, whereas he has to start from scratch with a new team, wherever it may be. And I don't think money motivates him anyway, because because he's earning nearly 300,000, 350k anyway. He's got loads of money. It's all about legacy. He's a man of legacy, and he will do it in the colours of red. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is more of a difficult one, but you can see Arne Slot is really honing him in the tactical defending arts. Tactically defending is as important as outright defending itself, and he's really showing up, and we need him to show up because he plays almost every game, every minute. Anyway, team's in a fantastic position. I love this red team. I, as always, love my Liverpool kit. So, without further ado, partnered with Soccer Atos again, and he whipped me a beautiful Japan-related kit because Japan right now is entering the finest weather there is. I love this weather because in the hot and humid summers, it's way too uncomfortable. But as you can see, Kyoto sunset again. We've got Himeji Temple. We've got Mount Fuji. We've got the Adidas Three Stripes official licensed good JFA, Japan Football Association, with the Karasu, that crow. Now this stands for the rebirth and regeneration of Japan. The Karasu on the badge right there. Even the back looks fantastic with the flying swallows in the air. This is top notch, silky smooth as you like. Thank you so much, Soccer Atos. Quality football and soccer jerseys at an affordable price instead of a full 100 quid there. So you can get each one of these for around 20 quid. Absolute bang value for money. And using my code LFCJAP, that's LFC capital JAP, you get 10% off and free shipping as well. Check out his site, beautiful designs. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball and One Piece, I'll check those out as well. And or related football merch. Let's whip this on. Oh yeah. Oh, I like it. Me likey. White and red samurai sunset, right? This is Japan. Liverpool fan in Japan, Ichiban. But we're going to carry on because I'm in a great mood. So how did Liverpool untangled a Leverkusen mess? From the first half, they had extra men in midfield. Victor Boniface on the left. It's almost a 6-6 in the attacking midfield slot to work their way through the game. They play ball players in the middle because Xabi Alonso banked on the fact that he could frustrate the Anfield crowd, frustrate Liverpool, and work the off chance to get Frimpong in, to get Boniface in. But they underestimated the quality of Queeve Kelleher, and Liverpool had their chance as well. A Luis Diaz shot, a Salah shot, a Curtis Jones shot, and then you realized that Arne Slot was absorbing the information, understood how Leverkusen played, and his ultimate strength as a tactician is the ability to change the system and go mano a mano, risk it for a biscuit, man versus man, dunking the opposition. And once we scored one goal, Leverkusen opened up because they had to chase the game. But as soon as we got the second goal, Leverkusen really couldn't get back into it. The game changed on the second goal, and from there, Liverpool attacked in waves. And when you bring on the energy of a Szoboszlai as well, when a Darwin Núñez runs them ragged as well coming on, it's so hard for the opposition. There's so much quality on the bench for Liverpool to change at any given time, but changing the system as well allows certain players to thrive. And Curtis Jones in between the lines in a higher position in the 10. Now, Arne Slot mentioned in the press conference that Curtis Jones started in the deep six against Las Palmas behind closed doors, and he can play there because he plays there for England under 21s as well. But to really unlock his creativity, his ability to hold the ball in the advanced areas, I said this time and time again, Curtis Jones, when you need the ability to hold the ball against a raucous crowd or against a stifling opposition, he's the man. He'll win the fouls. He's a safe pair of legs, and you can play him anywhere in midfield, but he facilitates the others as well. Maka's doing dirty jobs in between the lines, and Gravenberch is the one who can turn away from opposition. Endo can come as well to close up shop and lead the kids through the cup glory. And Tyler Morton is a little tempo maestro at the base who can dictate by moving the ball around, a Zubimendi light, if you will. We have so many options in abundance. Joe Gomez showed his quality against Brighton, and Joao Quansah will come up trumps again, because remember that Van Dijk at Quansah's age was playing for Groningen, not against the hardest opposition, and he needed time to grow into his stature and ability. And you bank on that ability because Quansah isn't really injured. He's got a great mentality. He wants to go to the top. He wants to be cream of the crop. The cream of the crop! I like this channel substance in abundance, so smash that like. Really helps me beat the YouTube algorithm. Comments as well. I personally reply to every single comment, so please do comment on your thoughts and your feelings after smashing Leverkusen, and also spare thought for Xabi Alonso, who's come back to his homecoming and got absolutely routed. His Leverkusen team got absolutely demolished, right? The aura of invincibility is now over to Liverpool because we are top of the Champions League and top of the Premier League and through in all the cups as well. If you liked this video, if you enjoyed this video, really consider subscribing. I want to get to 8,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and when we get to 10,000 subscribers, I'll do a very, very special event as well. Thank you so much for watching me. I really enjoyed this journey so far. This season is a fantastic season and it promises to be thoroughly entertaining. They haven't worked out Arne Slot. They can't work out Arne Slot because Arne Slot is the best of the lot. In the battle of the bold, we struck gold. Erik ten Hag is out the window. And Mareem, a perfume, is coming in as well. If he can do the double over Man City, even better. Get points off him. And Arsenal are in 3-4 as well. So things are looking promising. Things are looking very good. And I can't wait until the next watch along as well. Unfortunately, I think this Villa match is quite late for me. But the match afterwards is a very, very nice 11 p.m. So join me in a watch along for the match after the Villa match. And as always, Miyazaki man, Ichiban, it means the best, better than all the rest. Thank you so much, best community. Your comments are excellent and the Discord forum is thriving. We're growing that day in, day out. I love the interaction with you guys, and as you can see, the emojis are coming very, very soon. I'll give it to all you guys on the Discord and the competition winners as well. Luan, make sure you ping me your address by this week so I can pass it on to Soccer Atos for your jersey that you gladly won, the Japan-themed Liverpool top. So until next time, Janet means ciao. Hit my music.
Liverpool fan in Japan.